One Piece.
One
Yeah.
Piece.
RGC.
RGC.
Certified RGC. Certified RGC. Certified RGC.
This is One Piece, chapter 999. Woo-wee.
Yeah, man.
It's been a long journey. Man, this is the sake I brewed to drink with you. And we start off with the flashback that we were hinted at last chapter with Ace arriving on Onigashima to face off against Kaido. But the only problem is Kaido wasn't there, and neither were any of his officers, except for Yamato herself. At that point, she wasn't calling herself Odin, which is interesting. And she's basically protecting the island, even though she doesn't really have an obligation to do so. She doesn't want to be there, but she's just kind of doing it. But apparently Ace had already gone through his entire arc on this island, and Yamato was kind of the last stop, as he's defeated a ton of characters on this island. And he rescued a bunch of abducted children. I guess from Wano, it's looking like. Because judging by the garb.
Yeah.
And
I'm guessing this is like the Punk Hazard thing, but like this was Punk Hazard before Punk Hazard. Like this is where he was doing his experiments and everything, and he's like, oh well, this is too easily accessible. Let's do Punk Hazard.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't think of that because I keep forgetting that Punk Hazard was like a Kaido thing. But in any case, he looks down at the chains on Yamato's wrist and he's like, it doesn't make sense that someone this powerful isn't the captain. I want to settle this. And they continue their battle. And, they're having this like conversation. It's like, you can't choose your father, Yamato. So you hate your old man that much? Then forget about the cuffs. Why do you let him chain your heart too? I'm like, oh, Ace, so wise. We miss you. And Yamato's like, what? And she's the first one to actually destroy the statue. And is like, yo, I don't fucking let him do anything to me. I wish I could leave too. I want to sail out to sea and go on adventures. And she wants to live as free as Odin did. And that's when Ace delivers his like fire fist to melt the statue slightly. And he's like, that's the spirit, Yamato. And they have this moment where they have like a big Straw Hat-esque party with the people. End of arc party, I guess. Where he's drinking with Yamato. And essentially Yamato vows that if she ever gets these chains off, she's going to go out to sea as well. And she starts like, going off about the guys she's heard of. She's like, yo, I hear guys tearing things up on the other seas. There's Kid in the south, and there's Law in the north, and Beg in the west. And Ace ends this flashback basically by saying that, but the toughest of all of them won't be setting sail for a few years yet. My little brother. And I'm like, Ace. And he's like, trust me, he's going to be massive. Oh, man, I love the little faith that he has. It's like, my little bro, he's going to come out here. And, yeah, basically, Yamato, we cut back to the present as Yamato's like, the truth is, I broke the dragon statue first, but then he broke it, and he said, this is a warning to Kaido until the next time I show up here. And apparently Kaido would never meet Ace at the end of the day. And that's when Momonosuke is like, wait, father? He's like, oh yeah, Kaido's my dad. And he's like, what? It's a funny moment. And we, at the same time, concurrently, as Yamato continues to tell him about Ace, and he's like, why are you telling us about this guy? And she says, Ace died 2 years ago. And he says, oh, I didn't know that. And yeah, you see, he was ... And again, concurrently at the same exact time, Nami is talking to Otama about Ace. And Otama's like, yeah, he just kind of ripped the Band-Aid off and told me he was dead without any tact or class. It was fucked up. He should have been nicer about it. And Nami says, Otama, that event was very painful for Luffy as well. And we drift off back to the performance floor as Marco is getting ready to fly Zoro up to the roof to face off against Kaido and Big Mom. Marco easily dispatches with some of the Kaido, the Beast Pirates, essentially. And we then get a little Marco flashback of the time where Ace is like, yo, we should fuck up Kaido. And Whitebeard's like, no, why do you keep doing this? Why do you keep going after people who are way stronger than you? And Blackbeard's there too. Like, he shows up in these flashbacks, and I'm like, you snake in the grass. Snake motherfucker.
Snake in the grass ass.
He's like, don't be conceited. You think you can vanquish the man that Kozuki Oden could not? And at that point, that's when Isho and Marco has been like, yo, if Whitebeard ever says yes to you going, let us know. We'll gladly show up there. And Ace ends by saying, in that case, I bet we could win already. And what's your basis for suggesting that, they leave off on? As Marco is remembering this, tears stream down his eyes. It's a sad little moment for him, I guess. That after all these years, that when Ace wanted to go, he finally makes it onto the island alone. But that's when fucking both Queen and King emerge and block Marco's way. And Queen has like a cannon in his mouth. In his weird bronchial mouth. And he starts shooting Marco, which I don't think affects him because Marco's got like this special Phoenix ability.
I didn't know he was a Paramecia.
Who?
I mean, not Paramecia, a Logia. I didn't know Marco was a Logia.
Does he count as a Logia?
Because the bullets just went right through him.
I think it's just that I think that's just the property of the Phoenix. Yeah. I think it's just that beast.
Yeah, I guess they're the ancient types. It is Zoan, though. They're the ancient types, like Kaido's men, and there's also the mystical types like Marco, who can just tap into these extra, like, supernatural abilities, even for devil fruits. So I don't know if it's like necessarily Logia or that more than he has like an extremely rare Zoan fruit or extremely powerful Zoan fruit. But yeah, he's just chilling after getting shot like 3 times. Blasted straight through.
Yeah, clapped up.
He's like, chilling. We then cut back to Nami and Yamato both revealing to both kids that Luffy was Ace's brother the entire time. And basically, Yamato drops some pretty ominous stuff or foreboding stuff where she's basically like, you're the ones who brought Luffy to Wano, right? Isn't it crazy out of all the pirates in the sea, you happened to meet him and brought him to this country? And Yamato considers it as an act of faith. After all, Luffy's name has the letter D in the middle. I wonder.
I hope they're actually gonna get into what that means.
Yeah,
like maybe she knows.
They've been talking about. They've been bringing this up ever since like the archipelago. How do you call that?
The archipelago. Even before.
Yeah.
Alabasta.
Archipelago, yeah.
As far
and
as
they brought it up again too with Law looking for answers on what it means as well.
Yeah. I mean, there's always like the post whatever arc of every One Piece where we just get so much information dropped on us, and it has to be this point. There are too many people on this island that probably know what the Will of D is before we actually start to. We have to know at this point. So not
to mention that there's a lot of them that are on this island.
Yeah, for sure. There's Law, there's Luffy. Kid doesn't have a D in the middle of his name.
Well, actually, maybe it's just Law and Luffy. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it is Law and Luffy, pretty much. I mean, we'll see. Who knows?
But unless Zoro just randomly gets.
My name is Roronoa D. Zoro. In any case, we cut to the top of Onigashima. Both Prometheus and what's the cloud's name? I forget this.
Zeus.
Oh, Zeus. Yeah, they're just both charging up their powers, which is wild because now like they're gonna be full strength when Luffy and Zoro get up there, and they're just talking. Where like Big Mom just pops up and is like, "Hey, you could kill as many of the Straw Hats you want, but leave Nico Robin alive. And Kaido's like, what? Your fucking daughter, your 3-eyed daughter can't read the ancient writing? And Big Mom doesn't know. Big Mom's like, I can't wait around for her powers to activate if they're going to fucking
she doesn't
activate.
know that it did activate already, right?
Yeah, so, we need Nico
What's
Robin.
her power? She could see into the future with her eye or something like that?
We don't know. She's from like probably a dead race that like of 3-eyed folks that I guess one of their eyes can probably read the poneglyphs to a degree, or read anything or see the truth. I don't know. I feel that was brought up for a reason, and we're probably going to get more on that later. But in any case, basically, she's like, where are you going to put this island down? And Kaido's like, on Wano, the flower capital. And, man, Big Mom is like, ma. Aren't they having a fucking festival down there? That's going to be a lot of deaths. Kaido's like, I don't care.
Yeah. Whoa. It'll make a nice capital. If he drinks his sake.
And it's funny, like, I guess Kaido doesn't have his road poneglyph because she asks him, is your road poneglyph there? And Kaido's like, it's too early to be showing your hand, no. Then we get this incredibly interesting piece of information where Big Mom is like, hey, don't insult me. That I still think of you like a little brother. On the day that rocks fell into ruin at God Valley, I gave you that legendary model of the fish fruit.
Yo, that is really funny because do you know what I thought about immediately when she said that?
What?
Gyarados?
Magikarp. Yes.
I mean,
I was like, yeah.
You know, this is the first time his devil fruit has actually been name dropped.
Yeah.
So
it's interesting.
Now we know its name.
Is it the fish fruit though? That's crazy.
Yeah, I looked it up and people have already dubbed it as his devil fruit. So it's probably like a mythical sea monster, like
the Loch Ness
or
monster.
something.
He's not even. But that's funny because how can he fly if he's
because of
it's
the
a fish
the
fruit?
clouds? Because of the clouds. That's the only reason he flies.
Yeah, but it's still a dragon. 'Cause fish can't do that.
Well, it's a mythical fruit, right? So it has different properties from like
Brian,
what a
look up
normal...
if there are any water dragons in Japanese folklore. I feel like I'm doing.
It's called the Uo no Mi.
What does that mean?
Oh,
That's fish fruit.
fish fruit. Yeah, that's what it is in Japanese. Let me see.
But yeah, I mean, the chapter basically ends there where they're like, let's not talk about it there. Oda still wants to talk about it later. If anything, we'll talk about it after we get it. The One Piece, that is. That's where the chapter ends. Boy, oh boy. I
like how they both how they brought the One Piece back up again. How like,
yeah, they're just yelling it at us.
That's still something that's important.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And that's very much that they wanted. Like that, whatever they've been doing, it's all been moving towards getting that One Piece. Meanwhile, Luffy just said, "Let me get some guys together and go get this shit."
Yeah.
These niggas been working at it for years.
Yeah, since they were in their 20s.
Got the motherfucking nerve, man.
Yeah.
These young guys. That's why they don't like them. They got
like, you think you could walk into my crib? You think you could walk into my new world and just get the One Piece at 19 years old, Luffy? It's kind of wild. Man, I really like this chapter a lot.
Yeah, it was really dope.
It's a lot of information.
It gave us a lot of insight into, one of Oda's signature setup chapters.
Mm-hmm. I can't wait for 1,000, man.
Bro, King and Queen there in the 2-page spread was really dope because I wasn't really taking Queen super serious, but now I am. I'm like, okay, that's a big ass fucking dinosaur, and animals are super strong in One Piece. They're not just goofy.
Yeah.
They're like the more prestigious animal you are, I mean, you are the fucking man.
Yeah, and King is a pterodon, but he's a pterodon that's on fire. Like, his dinosaur is constantly
Is that what's
on fire.
going on?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck is that?
It looks like a jet. Like, it's really cool.
Yeah, very metal.
His design in general.
Oh man,
Like, it doesn't look goofy. Like, I thought it would be lame, but it's not.
Yeah, I wonder what they're gonna do for it. I would expect that he's gonna do an extra
He's
chapter.
always gonna cut them in half and push up.
The
to
arc
Kaido.
ends next chapter in 2021.
Yeah.
He just cuts both of them in half.
Yeah, so y'all niggas thought I was here to play? Come on.
Yeah, I love that. Like, it may not have been
Bring me
intentional,
Blackbeard.
but I love that 999 is the last chapter of this year.
Yeah, that's so dope.
Actually,
we get to start a brand new year.
You're
with
wondering what's gonna happen next, huh? Well, I have some news.
it. Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
Here
God damn
comes
it.
the news.
I thought he forgot about it. Son of a bitch.
Hello, New Jump citizens. I bet you weren't expecting me so early.
Two big news
I'm here
blankets
with
alone.
another Christmas miracle.
Okay.
After
right.
Jump Fiesta 2021, Ichiro Oda had some very nice words for several series, including Kimetsu no Yaiba, saying that it was something that brought a lot of joy to everybody during this rough year. And while he's talking about how Chapter 1000 is going to go about, he mentioned that it's already manuscripted and he's already turned it in and it's ready to be released. And also the newest volume is also going to be releasing next year as well.
Mm-hmm.
But he threw this little tad bit in. He sat down and he was like, I'm going to drop a fucking bomb on you bitches. He said, well, you know, since I'm keeping you ready and keeping you waiting until the next year, here's a little hint of what's about to happen. That red-haired guy is on the move.
What does that mean?
Ooh.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
Oh shit!
Yeah, it wasn't a sarcastic ooh either. That was actually pretty crazy.
Is he gonna pop up on Wano and just make this the craziest arc in all of One Piece?
All right, and just say, hey,
This
guys,
isn't the end
you
yet.
lost. That's it.
What's
Blackbeard is on the move. Apparently, Shanks is on the move somewhere.
well? Last we lost.
Two of the emperors are on Wano right now. And then the unofficial fifth emperor is there as well.
Luffy.
I'll say this.
Yeah.
I mean, last time we saw Shanks, he was in. He was at the Reverie, and he was talking to these fucking guys. The top.
Gorosei.
Yeah, the
Yeah, he
Gorosei,
was.
and then he was just like, "Yo, I gotta talk to you about a pirate." And then immediately after, these Gorosei went to the fucking Emu and were like, "Who do we have? What race do we have to destroy now, in order to?" You remember that? What is happening? Is Shanks secretly a bad guy? What's going on?
Wait, they were deciding to destroy an entire race of people?
Emu, when they went to the Emu, if you remember, it was like in one of the Reverie chapters. Emu sits in the great chair, and they're like, they need to prepare another great cleansing. And we know that they like slaughtered a whole people 800 years ago in the Void Century. So
They're probably gonna go after Fishmen.
I think it's actually the Alabastans, because I know that Emu has a beef with them. Like, it could be them. It could be Fishman, because, I mean, I don't know. There's so much shit.
It's set to be destroyed, Fishman Island, right?
Yeah, Fishman
in the
Island
future?
is set to be destroyed in the future by Luffy. But I know that Emu also does not like the Alabasta, because they're the only
And it
ones.
doesn't help that they're asking questions.
Yeah, they're the only ones from the Celestial Dragons that decided not to be a Celestial Dragon back in the day and just run their country. So, man, so much lore in One Piece.
Yeah,
well,
there is.
Apparently,
I can't
Shanks
fucking
is
wait.
on the move. We don't know where, but he's on the move
Shanks?
somewhere.
Is on the move.
I mean,
Red hair,
here's the
one
deal.
arm.
I don't think he's going to
GG.
show up on Wano. I think it's just overload at that point. And
I think he's gonna just pop up somewhere eventually. So there's, like, I think the next thing that happens is gonna be involved with him.
for sure.
I mean, it's been long enough, and what else do you do after this, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean, there's still Blackbeard left. There's still so much left in One Piece.
Blackbeard is also on the move doing something. He's out to acquire something we don't know yet.
I think he recruited Moria, so
Yeah, but he also said it's my time to go get what's mine, you know?
Yeah, it's
He
interesting.
said something along those lines. We don't know what he did after that, but
Yeah. 1,000 chapters almost of this series, and there's just still so much that has to get done, and there's still so much of the lore that needs to be answered for. One Piece
One
is a
Piece
hell of a
next year is
series.
looking so bright, dude.
And I mean, I don't know how many people would listen to this show that don't read One Piece, but man, you're missing out, and it may be a bit of a task to do now that we're reaching 1K chapters. It's pretty wild, but I recommend this series with all my heart and soul. It's so amazing.
Yeah.
But
Second that.
yeah, that was 999.